Alright, hello and welcome to episode 28 of Minechat. Over the next little bit we're going to be blatantly plugging our book, Minecraft in the Classroom, which is out now. And so I'm very happy to be joined with some of the authors that were involved in the book, not all of them. We've got James York, Dan Bloom and David Lee that couldn't make it because we're basically all spread out around the world and not all of us can make it at the same time. So first I've got Adam Clark, all the way from England. How's it going, Adam?
Oh, not bad, thank you. Hello.
Thanks for joining us. I've got Eric Walker. Eric, you used to be in Kuwait, but now you're in
Dubai.
Dubai now. Okay, so thanks a lot for joining us as well.
Thanks for having me.
We've got John Miller. You're in California, right?
Yes, that's right.
All right, thanks a lot for joining. We've got Shane Asselstein. You're definitely in Hawaii, right?
Yes, definitely.
And we have woken up Stephen Alford from his slumber, from his deep sleep. It's probably you're near Melbourne, or you're in Melbourne?
Yeah, near enough.
Near enough.
2 a.m.
2 a.m. You're committed to the cause. Well done. Well done. And thanks for hosting us in your Minecraft realm. It's the first time I've actually looked around in realms. Are you using it in your school at all?
No, this is just playtime.
Playtime, yeah. Alright, so our book has been released. I just got a copy today from Amazon. I think majority of us has not touched the book with our hands, and other people have been kind of I don't know, making us jealous on Twitter by showing us pictures of the book and we hadn't even seen it. But it looks pretty good, guys, if you haven't seen it. Has anybody got a copy of it yet?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
No.
I did.
Amazon came through anyway for me.
I got mine too.
Oh, you got yours?
Yep.
It's bigger than I expected, actually, the actual physical layout, but I guess you kind of have to be that big when there's lots of images and diagrams in there. But anyway, it's out now. You can get it on Amazon. If you're listening to this video right now, you can message any of us and we can give you a code for Peach Pit Press's website and we can get you 35% off, and so that's a little reward for actually listening to us today and watching our video. So I'm just going to go through all of you and just kind of ask just a little brief synopsis of what you did in the book, and maybe hopefully it'll give people a little taster of what's on board. So Adam, through the process, I kind of called upon you last minute, kind of for a soccer analogy. I kind of pulled you off the bench.
It was like
Yes.
yeah,
It was kind of like it wasn't like you were kind of, you know, oh, we'll throw Adam in. It was actually an important part of the book that we kind of I had to talk to the publishers about for a little bit to get them on board with it. But your chapter deals with the cool aspect of getting stuff in Minecraft 3D printed. So just maybe just give a brief overview of your chapter and so what people can expect what to have in the chapter.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose I've been toying with Minecraft and playing with a 3D printer in Minecraft for a while. I mean, I first discovered it ages ago. There was a great little program called Mineways, and that promised it. And I saw pictures, and I kind of, I've been waiting for a long time then to get a 3D printer. And I thought, Minecraft is a really great way of kind of getting young people and also adults as well. Let's not forget the adults as well, because I've had lots of parents recently do it as well, just to sort of make something, in Minecraft, because it's just left click and right click, and you can quickly build things quite easily, and then we can use there's several different software types. As I've got in the book, I really just talk about 2 types and give a really kind of basic layout of how you can actually get this working with a kind of a home printer. So how to build something in Minecraft, and then how to get it printed out on a kind of a hobby style printer, or if you wanted to send it to something like Shapeways or a different kind of commercial printing service that are out there. I had to wait a long time to get my own printer, but once we've got it, we haven't really stopped printing. It's just been Minecraft every weekend, really. We run a little studio, and we've had lots and lots of people kind of exploring it and getting used to it, and it's it's really exciting. I keep taking it into schools and showing teachers it, and I'm mainly dealing with maybe 2 classes, but during the day that I'm at a school, the whole school comes in and has a look at the 3D printer because I think it's so new. People are kind of curious about how it works, and it's kind of hypnotic when you see a 3D printer doing its thing. It kind of, it literally prints out layer by layer and builds up the thing. Either in a kind of a plastic. It's kind of extruded through a hot plastic. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hypnotic.
Yeah, it is hypnotic. Just people kind of gazing gently at it. So those are the kind of things. Those are the things I cover in it, and also cover. There's a brilliant service called Printcraft, and I cover a little bit about how to get into Printcraft. Printcraft is a service run by Paul Harter, and there's there's 2 online spaces where you can go in, build something in these online servers. They're pretty empty most of the time, and then you can press a button on a command block, and a link will appear in your Minecraft chat. So this is normal Minecraft. Well, I say normal Minecraft. It's 1.7.10 is the version of Minecraft you'll have to run, and then it'll take you to a website, and you can download an STL file, which is a 3D print file of that object that you've just created, and then print it out. And I think some of the things that I cover in the book are kind of are how to get started, the pitfalls of it, because it's not necessarily easy and straightforward. It's not like there's some little. I mean, it took me about 2 months to get cracking on it, but once I got figured out what I was doing, I made quite quick progress. But I think there are some pitfalls, and I think I cover them in the book. So the book's really a kind of signposting to get going and all the mistakes I made.
Yeah. And it's a very practical chapter. It's I just was glancing through it today. Although I've read all your chapters 20 times, and I was really quite sick of them, to be honest with you.
Absolutely.
At the end of the process. No offense, everybody. All right, Adam. Thanks a lot. Eric, we'll just go to you next, and just give a brief synopsis. What's your chapters all about?
So I used Minecraft EDU to make kind of an online RPG that my students connect to from home. They're playing right now. I'm watching a monitoring map, actually. My new school just launched it. And they go on quests throughout ancient history and meet characters from history and gain levels and find secrets and then build their own parts of the world. And I've shared that with any teacher who has Minecraft EDU and who wants it for free. So all that information is given in the chapter and links for teachers to visit and all the little extra stuff like badges that I hand out in class for students to collect and secret code words and little things like that. So in the chapter, basically everything that you would need besides actually purchasing Minecraft EDU for your school is there and ready to go. And I just launched it, like I said, at my new school now. After I came to grips with all the other work stuff that goes along with outside of Minecraft, of moving to a new country and starting at a new job, etc.
Yeah.
And it's been immensely successful. I think we had 47 kids on last night, and about 60 different kids are playing, at least 60 every day, and they're finding all kinds of secrets and really having a blast with it. So.
Your process to your new school, did your new school know of you, and did it play a big part, going to the new school, that your World of Humanities is very popular and very kind of famous around the education world? Did it play any part in changing? Private question, maybe.
Yeah, outside of the technical video game industry, I might be the only person in the world who's gotten a job from building a video game level.
Right. Yeah.
No, they had definitely heard of me, and I think it played a big part in the initial contact and everything. Like every time someone sees my world, they're like, okay, so how are you making money off this? I'm like, I don't want to. I want people to enjoy it and kids to have fun all around the world, et cetera, et cetera. But one thing it did is open up some new doors for new jobs and international teaching positions. So yeah, they knew all about it, and they were ready to implement it as soon as I was in the school year. And so it's been a very positive reception so far. Nice.
I must actually go into your world soon in a revisit, because I think it must have changed a lot since the first time I've been in there.
Yeah, it has. I had to scramble to try to add something about Dubai. There's a ton of Kuwait stuff in there, you might have noticed, because Ministry of Education in Kuwait had require that we teach this one unit on Arabic and Islamic history.
Okay.
But anyway, I felt just to be fair, I had to give Dubai some credit in there. So you could visit this, well, I won't give it all away, but you can visit this Bedouin camper, and he says he's having dreams of when he's digging for water, he wants to search for water, but he keeps finding this worthless, gross black goop underground. So he has a dream that all these steel skyscrapers are rising up out of the ground because of this stuff, and you get to see the Burj Khalifa and this kind of stuff. So.
Oh, nice, nice. Awesome, thanks, Eric. That's a little snippet of what you've done in the book there. So, John Miller, how about you tell us what your chapter's about? John, are you there?
Yes. I had the microphone off because I have a cold. So
Oh no.
I've
Thanks
been
for.
coughing off mine. Yeah, my chapter is on also on kind of humanities and history, and I'm a 7th grade world history teacher, which is medieval history. And I always like to get my kids to step in the feet and the role of other people around the world and learn other cultures. My kids are fairly isolated and don't get a lot of experience with kind of the real world. So I had them do some research with me on China and ancient China, medieval China and the Tang Dynasty specifically. And we went out and discovered the capital city of the Tang Dynasty. It was named Chang'an. And we rebuilt it. We found that there was a great detailed resources on the layout of the city. It was laid out in a grid fashion. It had somewhere between 1 and 2 million people in it in the 10th century, which is extraordinary. So we recreated the city as best we could. And for my kids, they had very limited experience with Minecraft. Only a handful of my students were kind of at the comfortable stage to maybe an advanced player. And so I had to break them up into teams, and they worked to recreate the city based on their kind of expertise and experience level. But what I really loved and try to tie into it, all my projects, is the writing aspect. So I wanted my kids to take on the persona of someone that either lived or worked in the building that they designed and built. And so they had to write about that and place that in the game. And then we turned that into not only just a language arts lesson of who these folks were and what their jobs were and what their families were and what their life was like outside of work, but then also kind of evolves into a math lesson, because we're determined how many people were actually living in our little city, which was pretty fun, because it came out to over 2,000 people, and then the highlight was pretty much, I think, taking the tour and having my kids being able to go through and read about and learn about all the people living there, but also the social stratification that occurs, and how only the wealthier people could live closer to the emperor or the prince's palace, and the further away you got from there, the less extravagant your lifestyle was, down to the peasant farms way outside the city. And so I think it taught them a great deal about culture, but also about that societal pyramid that existed at that time, and really emphasized that. That inspired me, along with one of Adam's videos, to work with James York, and the next thing we're going to do is try a Japanese poetry unit, and by writing poetry in with our Google apps, but also I want to use Minecraft to kind of create a landscape that the kids would create a landscape that would fit a poem that they wrote, a kind of a haiku or a precursor to haiku poem. and I'm really looking forward to that because I'm also working with Melvina, and she's in Hawaii, so we've got kind of a group collaborative build and lesson, and so it's really exciting. I see Minecraft and my class, Minecraft opening up the world literally for my class, so my kids can work with others around the planet, and it's terribly exciting. I really like the possibilities and where this is all heading.
It's awesome, and I must thank you because I'm starting in middle school with Minecraft and humanities for the first time, and I always use your little example as just to kind of get the teachers to understand what's been done and what can be done. So cheers for that.
Great, thank you.
All right, Shane, all the way over there in Hawaii. What's your chapter about in the book?
So apparently John has given me his cold. I just finished doing thankfully it worked. I held off till today because yesterday I was doing a workshop. Oh, someone's mic's open.
Yeah, you got a bit of echo, I think.
Hello? Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Well, my chapter is just one of two, I guess. Elfie is also doing does math in the book as well. But my focus last year was, as my first full year using Minecraft, as my primary teaching tool. So every class we pretty much used Minecraft, which was intensive, trying to keep up with 4 grade levels, 240 students, and making maps every week for them. That were entertaining and on topic with the classroom teachers. So as they would teach this topic, I would try to reproduce that topic in Minecraft. The chapter in the book focuses on a map called Skytree Farms, and you could read more about it in the map, but basically it was a map that we used as conversions, unit conversion. In my maps I have the kids basically run themselves. They govern themselves. They go through it themselves. I've hopefully provided enough information for them that need me to constantly be directing them and teaching them. So that's the how I was trying to arrange my maps last year. And so last year I focused on math. This year, stuff going forward, we're doing some really cool projects. One of them is our 5th graders are currently investigating minecarts and dependent and independent variables. And then in the end, the project is we're gonna have them actually create roller coasters, describing, explaining the features that they've used in their minecarts, roller coasters. And then that's one grade level. Another grade level is going to be doing area and volume, creating a zoo, and there's going to be basically a $2 million budget. You have to figure out how to budget that by creating their zoo and providing habitats. So we're kind of pulling in a whole bunch of different standards this year. I've been given a little more freedom by my admin to not just focus on math, but she wants to see, STEM type units and things like that. So I'm trying to achieve it, but it's not like there's a book or anything that can tell me how to do all of this.
If only.
There is now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so those are kind of the things we're doing. I'm really excited about using some of the new 1.7 features and the command blocks and all that kind of stuff.
Nice. Awesome. All right, last but not least, Stephen Elford down there in Australia. You've contributed to 2 chapters, so what's your 2 chapters about?
I got to write a chapter on science and on maths. So for the science one, I focused on a map where students were role-playing the activities of scientists. So they were exploring gravity in Minecraft and how that related to Earth's gravity, and so detailing the project, the backstory, and how I made that sort of what I felt to be an engaging and worthwhile activity. And I did a maths chapter on, which one was it on now?
Hang on, I've got the book right beside me. Hang on.
Can you tell me what I wrote it on? Sorry, my focus is on probability at the moment and basic number skills, because I'm just building a couple of maps on that. So that's where my head's at.
Let's have a look here. You think I'd know too?
I know what I wrote.
It's at 2 a.m. I think, right?
Yes.
You had it. You wrote about the area perimeter, area of squares,
Yes,
volume of
my
cuboids,
yes,
and then
yes,
conversion
my
between
latest,
linear units and
yes,
volume units. There you
that's
go.
it. Thank you. My latest
This book is
mention of
awesome.
maps. So there was a couple of maps from last year, I think, that did that separately. So one did perimeter and area, and one did volume and surface area.
Hmm.
So I redid both of those maps, combined them into one big project that students were supposed to do, where they were exploring the rules and having to try and escape this polluted planet while they were doing so. So as they proved their worth in terms of being able to calculate the area and perimeter and all of the other calculations I wanted to do, they were getting closer and closer to leaving the planet, and that was their goal. They were given that task by whoever the admin of their government was at the time, because they crashed on this planet, and so there was another whole backstory there that sort of made the game sort of very quest based and relatively fun for the students instead of just dry and boring maths worksheets.
Yeah.
So
Awesome. So that's basically the gist of the book. James York, of course, talks about his Japanese Kotabo miners, where the students learn Japanese. Dan Bloom talks about his science activity he did with extracting DNA from a cell, and David Lee talks about using the iPad version, the PE version of Minecraft in his chapter. And then I write some chapters which are just filler, basically.
No. Modesty.
Oh yes. So I don't want to hang around too much longer, but Stephen needs his beauty sleep. So we'll kind of just go around the different authors here, and if you want to, if you're doing something interesting, or if you've got an opinion about what's going on with Minecraft recently with Microsoft or whatever, or you just want to talk about something that you're doing recently, then we can do that, and then we can sign off. So Adam, you got anything you're working on at the minute that's pretty cool?
God. Yeah. I mean, I'm probably the most busiest I've ever been in Minecraft. So and there's certain things I can talk about, and certain things I can't talk about because I'm on an non-disclosure agreements and stuff. But what I can talk, I know, it's all very exciting. So something's coming out at the end of November. And that's a kind of a museum-y kind of art thing that's going to be really cool. But apart from that, my latest thing I've been doing, which relates to education, and I suppose it will relate to pretty much lots of young people around the world, is I've been working with Stampy Longnose, and we've been.
He's pretty popular.
He's a bit popular. He's a tiny bit popular. So I've been doing. So Maker Studios contacted me, and we've been producing a children's show that's educational. So it's a narrative show, and I play a wizard.
Yeah, there you go.
And me and Stampy, basically, we have an adventure each week, and solve a problem, and also learn something. So there's things like planets, looking at planets, kind of other bits and pieces, volume and space and stuff like that. And really, we're looking at, because it's an American funded show, we're looking at kind of that American curriculum, the Common Core. A kind of grade 2 is where we've kind of our focus is on that. So I've been really lucky because I've been able to kind of consult with them about content and what we might do within that, which has been really interesting, and then be what they call talent, which is quite a funny notion. But yeah, it was great. I mean, they apparently they were looking for a teacher to train to how to play Minecraft, and then I'd done that little thing with Stampy when Stampy came to tea, and got friends with Joseph, and that's how it all kind of started. So and we're still kind of making it at the moment. So we're halfway through shooting it, and then it'll hopefully be out in the new year. So
it'll be on your channel or his channel, or a new channel?
It'll be on a new channel, and then we're also, so they're feeding it. There's like 90 something episodes, but there's a main episode which is in Minecraft. There's an additional episode that's kind of semi-animated, and then there'll be an episode that will push traffic towards that from Stampy's channel. So yeah, so we'll just, and hopefully what'll happen is, my little 101 ideas for Minecraft learners may improve its ratings and all that kind of stuff along, with all those millions of fans.
Yes.
But yeah, that's kind of the big thing at the moment, and it's taken up all the time. Yeah.
That's pretty big. That's exciting. Can't wait to see that. Eric, you kind of mentioned your kind of your new world is kind of evolving there in Dubai. Anything else you want to add on to that?
Yeah, I want to get a lot more student involvement in building new areas, my students. So we're having, our school has what they call pursuits block, which is they can do anything from playing guitar to publishing a book to all kinds of fun things where they kind of pursue their dream, so to speak. And different teachers with different abilities teach different items. So of course they got me doing a Minecraft one. And gonna have kids build a lot new areas, and not just build, but write dialogue for characters and design quests, and maybe even create new items or new graphics for the texture packs and things like that.
Nice.
So that'll be good. There are a couple of cameos. When you mentioned the authors of the books and some who weren't here, there are a couple of cameos I know in some of the chapters, like Carol Van Oss, who is Knops, who's made custom NPCs, which a lot of teachers are discovering and using in their worlds now, and Joel Levin as well says a couple words in there. So, and we're talking with some people at Intel about possible future distributions of Minecraft EDU and some worlds in there, and here's hoping that Microsoft and Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation gets involved in this new foray of education.
Awesome stuff, Eric. John, anything to add?
Yeah, I think, well, I'll just add on to what I said. I'm really interested in seeing how far we can take Minecraft as far as globally, and connecting other classrooms with more and more teachers coming kind of online with Minecraft and Minecraft EDU. It seems to me that this is just a great time to reach out and connect our kids, and really connect teachers too, and help each other to develop some really rich content for our kids to explore in, because it's, this isn't easy. Shane and I were talking about this earlier. It's hard work to create something that's really engaging for kids. And I'm all for sharing that hard work with others, and bringing us all together into something where we can create things that are truly global in scale and scope, and having some great massive builds going on 24/7. That's one thing my students really love seeing, is when they're working on a project and there's another class or two after them that are working on it. They come back the next day and they get to see what's been done, and it really fires them up, and it excites them to do even better. So that's where I'm heading now, I think, is looking for that collaborative aspect of Minecraft.
Yeah, no, it's definitely very powerful. Cheers, John. Shane, anything going on over there?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, the switch to some STEM units and things like that is pretty big. We're still doing maths in there, but adding maths. I've been talking to Elfie too long. Math.
Oh yeah.
Still including my math, but adding in the science and stuff like that. Been doing a ton of workshops and stuff, kind of like John. Not as on as big a scale as John, but I definitely have been invited to Minecraft and how it's engaging kids in my classroom. Other than that, just trying to keep ahead of everything, and I may actually get around to releasing the other 12 maps that I've created and never posted. So
Nice. And Stephen, anything going on down there?
Nothing anywhere near as cool as what everyone else is talking about. I'm just muddling away in my own little world here, trying to promote the use as much as I can. I'm been invited to do some training in a couple of schools, so I'm hoping to push that even further and get a whole heap more schools on board. I've also been looking at with my own 3D printer and stuff, training people in not Minecraft and 3D printing, but some of the other free design software options out there, and how to use that and get their models from their head into the computer and then onto the 3D printer. So it's yeah, very exciting time to be in the education world, I reckon.
Yeah, and with this book coming out, people can get on board even quicker and easier, right?
That's the plan.
Right.
That's right.
All right, we're gonna call it a night there, or a morning, or an evening, wherever you are. Guys, thanks a lot for being part of the book, for taking it up. It wasn't easy at times. It was a lot of hard work, a lot of editing, and I learned that writing stuff is not that easy, actually. So and it was really kind of inspirational just for all of us around the world to get together and make this kind of concrete kind of, you know, artifact that teachers around the world can now get their hands on digitally and physically. So I think we should all be very proud of ourselves and give ourselves a pat on the back. Has anybody got any fireworks to set off or anything to finish? I thought you promised fireworks, Adam. That never.
Oh, well, I was going to do a command block firework, but I'm not. I haven't got permission to do that.
I don't think the command blocks are even enabled on here.
No, I was like,
It's pretty good.
Come and jump off the jumping platform here. That'll
the
work.
little
Alright.
bouncy thing is great.
All right, let's
Fun,
just do
actually.
that.
It's ridiculously good fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, like-
That's the thing. We're going to make a bouncy castle. We're doing a big Halloween thing tomorrow with all the kids, so we're a day late, but we're going to be doing that. So it's,
no, I missed it.
loads of bouncy castles.
Nice. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. We'll wrap it up here. Thanks again, and thanks for staying up and just or not even just making time just to get together. So thanks again, guys. See you around, and hopefully see you in another episode of Minechat later on in the year.
Cheers, Colin.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.